Hey guys, the media ran a story yesterday. This is CBS, where Special Counsel Jack Smith, he asked the Supreme Court for a quick decision of whether Trump is immune from federal prosecution for the January 6th stuff because he was president at the time. Now, it's a bigger story than we think. It says here that Special Counsel Jack Smith asked the Supreme Court on Monday to swiftly decide whether former President Donald Trump is absolutely immune from federal prosecution for crimes allegedly committed while he was in office. In a request filed with the High Court, Smith asked the justices to rule before the Federal Appeals Court can weigh in on the matter. Now, the fact of the matter is that they jumped over appeals courts and went straight to the Supreme Court, which can be done, but he's doing it because he realizes that if the answer is yes, that he is immune, that everything crumbles like a house of cards. All right, welcome back. So it says that the former president suggested in a filing with the district court that he intends to appeal Chutkan's ruling to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. But the special counsel wrote in his request that the Supreme Court should settle the issue once and for all. Now, he's got a lot of balls to do that, because what if the court comes back and says, well, yes, he has immunity from prosecution as he's president? And plus, if you think about it, Trump did nothing wrong. He didn't incite an insurrection. He held a peaceful protest. He said, we're going to march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol, but you all know that. So with these legal theatrics being played out in our nation's courts, the communists are taking a huge risk, because if the High Court rules that Trump has immunity from prosecution because he was president, then not only is Jack Smith's case going to be tossed out, but the Georgia case as well. So it may not be a good thing for the communists if Jack Smith's leapfrogging the judicial system for his own benefit backfires on him. Now, Raw Story did this piece, and it's Fani Willis's case is also doomed if Jack Smith's SCOTUS bid fails, coming from a legal expert that everybody admires. Okay. So Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, she's been quite busy, with her Georgia election interference case, but there's a twist in the tale, and it's one that could render her efforts, less than fruitful. Ellie Honig, who's a legal analyst, he let slip a little nugget of wisdom that's as fascinating as it is predictable. He says, and I quote, if Donald Trump is to win here, obviously Jack Smith's federal election interference case is out the window. Here's the kicker. He goes on to say, I also think Fani Willis's case is doomed. So the Supreme Court is being asked to decide pronto whether Trump can be prosecuted for the actions he took as a U.S. president, even though the actions he took were not illegal at all. I mean, take away the commie bullshit, and they don't really have a case. Now, the stakes here, as far as the Roberts Court goes, are pretty high. Now, up until recently, the Roberts Court spent less time on the constitutionality of our system and laws, which they should have spent all of their time on, and they spent more time on the balance between the other two branches of government with the High Court. Roberts wanted all three branches to get along. But since the conservatives on the court are now a majority, it appears that they have convinced Justice Roberts, the Chief Justice, that their job is to bring the federal government back into the purview of the U.S. Constitution, and that's what they've been doing. So they are asked to seal the matter of the interpretation of presidential immunity and, the future of executive power in America. Meanwhile, in the land of what ifs and maybes, Honig dropped another gem to Jake Tapper. He believes that Trump's hush money case with the porn whore and the White House documents cases are likely safe from this drama. Why? Because they're tied to actions before and after his presidency. But poor commie Ms. Willis, her case, which accuses Trump and 18 others of attempting to overturn the 2020 election results, stands on shaky ground. Now, Honig thinks if Trump wins this Supreme Court bout, half of these cases could vanish like boxes of mail-in ballots with no folds in the paper, locked in a warehouse under order by a Georgia judge. Yeah, that really happened. So as the courts turn their wheels, we're left wondering, will these cases against Trump hold up, or will they crumble like a house of cards? One thing is for sure, it's never a dull moment in the saga of Donald Trump and the communists. All right, so make sure you subscribe to our channel and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.